back here in the Guillotines Guitar Studio here in Hartsville, South Carolina.
So glad to be back.
So glad to be back. We just got done with our guitar segment. Now we're moving on. I had a little bit of indigestion. We're moving on to guillotines. We are talking about the legend of Sleepy Hollow. I say again, we're talking about the legend of Sleepy Hollow.
So, was Sleepy Hollow real or is it fiction?
That's what we're looking forward to finding out. I don't know, because coming into this, I could not remember if it was fake, if it was a story tale, like if it was a book. Like I couldn't remember. So I'm glad we're doing this show.
We're gonna find out. So stay tuned at the end of the show, and you will find out if the legend
hopefully not the end of the show, but maybe throughout the show.
Oh, I got some information to dish out to you, buddy. So buckle your little seatbelt, because I'm going to knock you out of your chair.
You going to learn me something today?
I'm going to learn you something.
This is going to be great.
You're going to unscrew that screw. Unscrew that screw.
That's my favorite. This is my favorite thing about doing the second show of the night, is that we're all a lot slower and not. Well, actually, it's not all of us. It's usually Chris is a lot less articulate. If he's ever been articulate, he's a lot less articulate than he was in the first part.
And of course, before every subject, we dove in to some libations.
We should do something. You want to do something?
Let's do something.
I
think we delve in.
Delve in. So, Scott.
When you delve into a story, you dive into the bag.
Let's learn the people something. So, what's the original...
Let's teach the people something.
Yeah, let's teach the people something. What's the original theme of Guillotine's guitars? Go.
The original theme?
Yeah.
Well, it's the concept is we do two subjects.
It's right behind you if you need it. He don't know it.
The Southern Infusion thing, I think, is what he's getting at.
Yeah, so
he wants you to repeat that.
You talking about the tagline?
Yes, the tagline.
Well, you should say that.
You made the damn thing up. I figured you know it.
Well, then you need to say what's the tagline of our show.
Hey, Scott, what's the tagline?
Okay, the tagline of our show is Guillotines and Guitar is the Southern infusion of everything rock and roll.
No roll.
And...
Jesus Christ.
Excuse me.
I'm just going to stand here. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Fix it.
Give us a shot and let me get this right. Okay.
Here.
Your Southern infusion of everything rock and horror served over lavish libation.
There you go. That's what it is. And I got a B-52.
I got a B-52 too, and this is a good libation.
Oh, we all got. But listen, Scott came up with all that, and he couldn't even remember it without looking at it.
Well, you caught me off guard because I didn't know what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about what this segment is about, and so I was thinking about that, and I was like, "Okay, hold on."
You got confused.
Yeah, you confused me.
Shit, I'm having twisted shot problems.
Oh no, here we go.
Language, please.
All
language.
All right, I got mine ready. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here's the guillotines, boys.
Yep. B-52, down the hatch.
That son of a gun had some booze in it, buddy.
Yes, it did, John Bird.
That's a good drink.
It is. So I'm going to leave this right in front of you so you can memorize your own words.
I love. So for the record, Twisted Shots, we're not sponsored, endorsed, or by any means whatsoever by Twisted Shots, but Twisted Shots have literally been our go-to
for almost since the start.
Since we started, yeah. So I think now we'll take credit for buying them the first time because I thought they were pretty cool. But the Twisted Shots have been a great thing especially for us to take a quick shot that's not too strong. Tastes great. They've got lots of different flavors, and we always we always really enjoy. I think there's literally only been one that collectively we didn't really like. Of all the different flavors that we had,
the pickle feet or something.
No, you said it tasted like feet. No, but I think it was literally just one that collectively we didn't like. The rest of them have
Twisted Shots is awesome. You should buy them. You should definitely give them a try. They're great. Every flavor is
they're
great.
not a sponsor. Yeah,
that's right. We're not saying this.
Yeah.
to sponsor them.
Yeah. No, and also like a lot of people that do reviews on YouTube start this off by saying they did not send this to me. Purchase this, like we literally purchase these Twisted Shots on our own every weekend or every week that we do this shot.
It's like great. People just put stuff on our, video just to sponsor them. It's just a shame, It's just crazy.
This week's show brought to you by.
We would never do that.
No, but we do have some people that do put a lot of time and effort behind us, and one of them, like you just saw next to that weird-looking beer that nobody can say the name of, right beside Chris's microphone, the Wings and Ale, right beside Scott's microphone, we've got Shane's Wheel and Tire, and then right beside my microphone, we've got J. Michael's Bar and Grill. We also have Burgers on Wheels. Carol's not here to have that on his flag, but we are. But anyway, so what I was saying, the Twisted Shots have been our go-to for just about every show, just about every shot, or just about every segment that we've done. And occasionally we'll throw in a Fireball. We love Fireball.
Yep.
We might throw in some a Crown. I've got the Blackberry Crown. It's
Johnny
amazing.
Bootlegger. New to us tonight.
and old Smokey.
Oh, John Gant brought us Johnny Bootlegger. Because why? Say it.
I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
Because he had one leg before he had the other. I bet the other shot.
You messed it all up. I'll do it for you. No.
I love John Gant.
Anyway.
He's awesome.
Anyway, let's move on. The people watching right now are going, come on, guys. It's been 7 minutes already. Let's get on to it.
So, our guillotines.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the legend. That's right. The legend of Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod Crane, if you will. Everybody knew that legend when I was little. You remember that legend?
Absolutely.
Holy Smokies.
Well, my first memory of Sleepy Hollow was literally from Disney, Mickey Mouse. That was really that was the first time I remember.
See, that's how long this legend has been through the ringer. The first time I knew about the Headless Horseman, and y'all probably remember this. West Hartsville Elementary, Miss Wall, the music teacher. She's scared.
Going back.
Dude, she scared the bejesus out of us during Halloween. That's why we knew she was a witch and she was weird. She tortures us.
For the record, Guillotines and Guitars does not approve every single message that you hear on this show.
Well, I'm speaking of my experience. Halloween was Miss Wall's deal. She would dress up her whole room. And this is back in, come on. This is back in 90, 89, 90.
Yeah, right. More like 2022.
This classroom looked more like of a abandoned church.
What church?
Huh?
What kind of church?
Abandoned church.
Oh, abandoned. That was the word you were getting at. Okay.
But she would always put because it was like a big A-frame roof in her classroom. And if you get to the stage, you look back, she always has something like a vampire or something. But there was one year she had dressed up some goat legs or something. It looks like a horse legs, but a figure of a headless horseman. And on the side, she'd have the hand with the head in it. And she was like, oh, that's the Headless Horseman. Man.
The night.
Yes. It was a Headless Horseman running around here.
I like teachers who did stuff like that.
I loved it. Oh,
Halloween.
my God.
Because Halloween is like one of my favorite.
Yes. Please scare the shit out of me. Please. I beg you. That's what I loved about Miss Wall. Miss Wall was the most awesomest music teacher in the world. If anybody out there...
He just made up a new word.
Dude, if anybody knows Miss Wall, Halloween was our favorite time to go to her classroom because she would do it all. She would do it all.
Yeah, see, I like stuff like that. With Halloween, it's always been like one of my favorite,
We would have Halloween plays at West Hartsville Elementary on that little stage. Ooh, stirring her broom, you know.
And I didn't know Miss Hall.
We would have little plays.
I didn't know Miss
skits.
Hall, but it seemed like I'd be like, I would enjoy being in her class just because of that. I'd be like, oh, I look forward to this.
I can't believe you wouldn't. She was there forever, but I mean, not saying you're old or anything, but she was there forever.
She wasn't back there in the early 1900s.
But anyway, we're drifting off course as we usually do. But
What?
yeah, we are. We're talking about the Headless Horseman, Ichabod Crane. We didn't get back on that.
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Well, let's see where it started. I'm going to
1790.
1790.
Yep.
Is that right, Scott?
The settlement of Tarrytown and a
seduted
Glen. A seduted Glen. What's that mean? Seduted Glen known as Sleepy Hollow. What is a seduted Glen? Like Glen. What's that mean?
GLEN.
So my information is different from yours because everything that I've seen started around 1820.
Well, you're a few years off, buddy.
Well,
I think what Chris is apparently must be looking at is the writer who was Washington Irving. Are you looking at when he was born? Because I think he was born in the
I don't see no
1700s.
Washington in my text.
well, I've got that in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow is an 1820. This is straight off Wikipedia. Is an 1820 short story by American author, like you said, Washington Irving.
Yeah.
Contained in his collection of 34 essays and short stories. So what happened in the 1700s?
I think he's getting something confused with when
Well, I'm
Washington
getting
Irving was
excited
born.
over here just reading this. I'm really getting excited because
Or he might be thinking
Katrina
about
Van Tassel was one of the little girls who discovered the Headless Horseman in the movie.
Oh wait,
Go ahead.
can I add something real quick?
Yes, you
So
can.
what I'm seeing is that the story is set in 1790.
Okay.
So
That's when it really happened.
so it is if I'm reading this correctly, what I'm saying is in 1820 the short story was written, but it was based on the 1790s air time.
Yeah, I think that would be correct.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good stuff. Because I'm really getting excited because Katrina Van Tassel was in the actual movie. Whoever made the movie. Who made the movie?
Well,
I think it was
depends.
Tim Burton, right?
Tim Burton. That's it.
Tim Burton made the 1998 or 1999 movie.
With
Later. Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Katrina Tassel was in his movie.
And that
A
was
wealthy farmer.
played by Christina Ricci,
Yeah.
I think.
So
Oh,
And then you had to.
she was also Wednesday Addams in another Tim Burton movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and Tim Burton was famous for using a lot of the same actors over and over again.
Well, especially his wife.
Well, and also, but Johnny Depp. I think Johnny Depp was in how many Tim Burton movies?
Oh, Johnny Depp was to Tim Burton what Leonardo DiCaprio was to Martin Scorsese, right? Great actors, great directors.
I think so.
They came together. They enjoyed each other's company. Obviously, they enjoyed working together, and they had multiple movies together.
Yep. And also, I think with that movie, Tim Burton wanted Johnny Depp to play Ichabod Crane from the start.
Yeah.
And the studio was like, no, you need to consider. And I think they gave him like 3 or 4 other, actors. I think it was Brad Pitt,
I can't see Brad Pitt.
Liam Neeson.
I can't see that shit either.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Well, I could see.
Who was that?
I could see Daniel Day-Lewis
He
in
was
that.
the last of the Mohicans, and he played in Abe Lincoln.
Nah,
Daniel
I can't see
Daniel
that.
Day-Lewis is a great actor.
He really is.
He is. I can see him playing just about anybody, and I can see him playing Ichabod Crane. But I think
I'm surprised they didn't pick Christopher Walken.
What they had Christopher Walken was
He was
in
in
the
there.
movie. He was in the movie. He played the Headless Horseman.
That was being funny.
But
I didn't catch that part.
You didn't
To
see his
me,
face.
it was like Tim Burton knew right from the start. He was like, I want Johnny Depp to play this, even though Johnny Depp's already been in 5, 6 other movies previous with Tim Burton, and so the studio was like, no, you need to pick somebody else, because they were like, you can't keep going to Johnny Depp. He's like, Johnny Depp's perfect for this part, And he turned out to be right. I guess, I never saw the screenshots from the other actors who tried out, to see what they looked like. But Johnny Depp did a great job in that movie.
You couldn't pick a better person.
Well, I know. But
I just found out something that just blew my mind.
All right, we're ready.
Literally just blew my mind.
We're holding on to our tables.
So this guy, Washington Irving, who wrote Sleepy Hollow, I think what was it called, Sleepy Hollow? Washington Irving, you know what else he wrote?
What?
He also wrote
Look at this
Rip
guy
Van Winkle.
You son of a... Yeah, anyway, carry on.
Wait a minute. Educate me, Rip Van Winkle. There's a separate thing.
Not Rob Van Winkle, but Rip Van Winkle.
That's
not Vanilla Ice.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what because I was about to say snockies on that.
No,
Rip Van Winkle, the guy who slept for so many years.
Yeah. Look, I'm looking on here because all I know about Sleepy Hollow and the Headless Horseman are what I remember, like little snippets from small stories, and like I said, from Mickey Mouse and back in the day,
Washington Irving
and little
wrote
stories.
A lot of
I had no idea.
Great stories.
Totally blown away. Now I'm actually going to go on Wikipedia and find out some other things that he wrote.
A lot of short stories, and Rip Van Winkle was one, and the Legend of Sleepy Hollow was one, and they were meant to be like short stories, not like a long, like a movie.
That's crazy.
But, he's wrote some great stuff. I mean, it's
so
check him out.
How old were you when you heard about the Headless Horseman? Was you young? Was you older? What? Have you ever heard about the Headless Horseman?
Yeah, I was. I think Disney come out with the cartoon. When was it? In the late 80s, I think, or was it earlier than that? That Disney come out with
something.
Sleepy Hollow. Yeah, and I think they had who was it who narrated it? It was
probably the same people who did Superman and Batman.
I think it was Bing Crosby.
Because it was always a screen on play type deal, and then had the voiceover.
Was it Bing Crosby? I think it was Bing Crosby.
It was Bing Crosby, yeah.
Yeah, who narrated the Disney animated
1949 is when that was.
Yeah, that's like an orchestrated.
That was way before the 80s.
That was like a narration cartoon.
Well, that wasn't 38 years before that.
Oh yeah,
as we learned from Chris, 38.
Oh yeah, like we were talking about Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst a little while ago. Yeah.
38 and 58. They basically
that's all relevant.
Fred Durst was 50 at Lollapalooza.
That's all relevant.
Now he was 29, Chris. But that's basically the same thing. I mean,
yeah,
29, 50. I mean,
a couple years shy. It's in the hole.
All right, so Bing Crosby,
the animated version come out
Bing
in
Crosby.
1949.
So what was that cartoon like? Was it like the actual horse with that?
Yeah, but it was.
Was it a pumpkin head?
No, wasn't it like a flaming head? I have to go back and look.
It was a flaming pumpkin head.
A flaming pumpkin, yeah.
Flaming pumpkin head. That's what I figured.
But it wasn't scary.
I'm gonna have to go do my research. I want to see this cartoon.
It was a cartoon that Disney made.
I want to see this now because I'm excited. I love that stuff, man. I love it. I love that voiceover, narrated stuff. What I know, he was a Russian mercenary.
Well, no, he also used to be the principal at the high school we talked about earlier.
With the glass eye and the burnt face.
Moving on.
We did talk about. I wish I could talk about it right now. That's funny. But my understanding, the legend is, he was a Russian mercenary who they hired for him. He just enjoyed killing. He would ride his steed in the battle hard, chopping heads off as he goes. And it don't matter if he's chopping off the head that the side he's working for or not. He's just chopping off. He's just going into battle riding hard.
This is the Headless Horseman?
This is the Headless Horseman. He was a Russian mercenary, or Hessenry, as they used to call it. Hessenry?
Hessian?
Hessian. Is it Hessian?
Hessian. Well, that's not Russian. That's German.
Well, it was a German then, Scott. I don't have the shit right here in front of me. So,
a Hessian is...
Well, a Hessian. A Hessenry.
Well, Hessian.
Hessenry? He was a Hessian.
A Hessian? Is that... Are you...
Anyway, they send this dude in the battle to thin out the competition is what's happening here.
No, I know what story you're talking about. He was a German. You had
the British.
The British hired a bunch of German people.
Yes.
30,000 people.
Yes.
I think to help fight in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
And did we just become best friends?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think he was one who he was beheaded by a cannonball.
No,
a cannonball took his head off. That was
I don't remember that story.
Yeah,
I remember somebody on the English side got his ass. Chopped his head off.
Say that again. On
the English
side.
We'll invade England. We'll defeat the English on the ground.
So,
that is Irish. Hold on. But anyway, so I didn't hear a cannonball.
I don't know.
I heard somebody on the opposite side took his head off.
Well, first of all, you said he was a Russian.
And they buried him.
He wasn't a Russian.
Can I finish my damn story?
Okay.
All right. So they chopped his head off on the opposite side.
Wait, no, he was a kicker for the Dallas Cowboys.
Douglas.
Keep going.
So they buried him with his head in the ground. Blah blah blah. They said his steed.
We got 3 points there.
Yeah, they said his steed stood over his grave digging whatever. You know, his steed was what was his name? His horse.
Cowboy.
What was his horse's name?
Cowboy.
Okay.
Steed Cowboy.
So the horse,
from
whatever.
Dallas.
Something happened.
From Dallas, England.
And somebody dug his head up and hit it. And so he came alive and he haunted the woods of Sleepy Hollow looking for his head. That's my understanding.
I've never heard that.
You ain't never heard that?
No.
I heard of that.
Did you get it
They
off a
stole
goggle?
his damn head. And
So,
it was a witch.
So, were you looking on Google or Goggle? Because I think you were on
It was a
some
witch.
other site.
And she was like, had some kind of control, like, hey, go kill this person so I can have this power, you know. I want to have this deed to this land, you know. And she was like sleeping with people. Like, hey, Scott, I'm going to give you this cookie. You know, I'm going to give you this cookie just to have this cookie. I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to give you this cookie just to have it.
I'm going to kill you because you agreed that I can have your land. I'm going to send the horseman to get your head. And all of a sudden, I got your land. You know, that's what was happening.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's what happened. That was this crazy chick.
And so ends another episode with History with Chris.
I'm obviously going off the movie, but going back to when he was buried with his head, I don't know what happened, but he haunted the woods of Sleepy Hollow, you know, taking heads. That's where I am.
Yes, he did. I got a question for Trey, just because I know Trey's a big with all the cameras and everything. You're big on that. Tim Burton actually,
he just called me big.
well, you are. You're huge. Thanks. On this show.
Oh,
you fat ass.
I didn't mean it like that. You're like the biggest as far as grandiose in
whatever. Just keep digging in.
I know. Anyway, you're big on photography, cameras, all of that. Tim Burton, in the 1999 film Sleepy Hollow, he filmed the whole film in with a blue filter. And I didn't notice.
What the hell is a blue filter?
Okay,
He filmed it with a blue filter in order to make the blood look red. What color did he have to make the blood actually in order for it to show up red on the screen?
Well, I would assume it would have to be like a dark purple or a brown, but
close.
But did he shoot it with a filter, or was that something that was done in post? Because if you use a filter while you're recording, you're stuck with that, and then you have to post process later.
That's why I wanted to ask you this.
So back in the old days, in the black and white days, characters would use heavy, serious, crazy makeup to make the makeup look just pretty on camera.
Yeah,
but in real life, they can't. Like if you saw one of these characters back in the 40s and 50s, their makeup would be just outrageous, right? But on camera, it looked halfway normal. And same thing, like they used to do some crazy effects with certain colors on the character. And I can't remember the example now. I'm not prepared for this. However, there's a horror movie where a person turns into like this kind of a zombie thing on camera, and that was done in real time back in the day because they used a special makeup color. And at that time, when they wanted to change the color they wanted to change the face to look all scarred up or old and rotted, they put a filter in front of the camera. Like, think back in the old days, or even today, they still have them, where you would take like a red filter and you've got like a special spy kind of thing. You want to see this special print that's written out, and the only way you can see it is to put this red clear plastic over top of it. It blocks out, it makes everything that's red invisible and everything that's not visible. And so they would do something similar back then in the black and white days because it's black and white. So I'm thinking, why would he shoot it with a filter and not do it post-processing unless he wanted to do something similar to what they did back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever time it was.
You hadn't seen the movie, have you?
No.
Okay.
Hold on. You ain't seen Sleepy Hollow?
I don't watch movies. I'm in the woods doing stuff.
You wouldn't be in the woods after you watched
Have you ever
this movie.
seen any of Tim Burton's movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Edward Scissorhands.
He has about the same. I mean,
it's the same dialogue every time.
Well, not the same dialogue, but it's his framing and
especially
everything.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I love that movie.
With the way the light and everything is, Sleepy Hollow was very dark looking.
Yeah,
and I mean through the whole movie, but I just when we were doing research on this, I come across this, and that's why I asked you about it, because I didn't know, because I don't deal in this type of. I know
delve.
No, I don't deal. I mean, I'm not into cameras and all like Trey is, and Trey knows lighting and everything. So, and I know Trey's been in, TV and stuff. So he knows this is his realm of expertise. It's not mine. That's why I was asking, and it was from what I read is that he used a blue filter when he filmed the movie, is what it said.
It dulled the color.
Now, I don't know if that means he filmed a movie regular and then put a blue filter on after, or what it said was he filmed the movie with a blue filter. It looked
old-timey and it looked scary.
But the one thing I was wanting to say is that when they were talking about it, they said in order for him to make the blood look real and make this real vibrant red color from the blood, they used orange.
Okay, yeah.
So it would show up
right.
red.
So you're gonna bounce off, because you've got your shadow colors, you've got your light colors. A lot of times, when people edit photos, especially like in the stuff like I like to do wildlife photos, a lot of people will take two sets of colors, layers after the fact. It's not on location, but after the fact, you would take a blue, some sort of blue color, and you would add that to your shadows of that image, and you would take your amber colors and add it to your highlights of that image, and that would make certain things pop and add more depth to
Okay, so you're saying
image.
after
the fact,
the picture.
Yeah, and I don't know how he did it. I mean, he may have used some sort of filter.
And I don't know because I tried to find out because I was curious about it because I was like, that seems weird, but that's what it said is he filmed it.
Yeah,
with a blue filter. So to me, it sounds like he filmed a movie with that. Otherwise, it would be like
he may have.
He went back and did a blue filter when he was editing to do certain scenes.
Yeah,
but it didn't say that. It said he filmed the movie.
Yeah.
So and like I said, I couldn't find anything else that went. That's why I was curious about it because I know you're into all that stuff, and I wanted to get your take on it.
If it was me, but I'm going by like what we do today because today is different from 2030. That was done.
In 99, I think when the movie.
Okay, so yeah, I mean things are done different sometimes now. A lot of stuff is digital, but a lot of stuff is still film. They still use actual film cameras, but to me, like it doesn't seem to make sense. Not to say you didn't do it because I really don't know, but to me it doesn't seem to make sense to record everything with a filter while you're recording because that's the color and that's the shade. That's what you've got. Like you can't change it after the fact. But if you just record it, a lot of times what they'll do with like a nighttime scene is filmed in the middle of the day, and they edit it later with a filter to make it look darker. They do that all the time. They've always done it. They do it today. You film a scene, and sometimes, like say, there's a car driving down a dirt road at night. It might be filmed in the daytime. The headlights are added in post to make it look like the headlights are on, and a filter is applied to the whole image to make it look like it's nighttime. And that's not hard to do. They do it all the time. They always have done it. But to add a filter while you're recording, I'd be really surprised if he actually did that. So not to say he didn't, because I don't know, but I'd be surprised if there was a filter added to that camera.
It was surprising me when I
see
read
what he's saying.
That.
We got questions.
Well, and that's what it was surprising.
Let's get him on the show and we'll talk about it.
It was surprising to me when I read that because I was like, and I would ask somebody who actually knows something.
Yeah,
about
if you record, if you take a photo or a video with a filter, you are stuck with that, and you've got to edit everything after the fact with that filter already applied. So you can't do anything. And this, so excuse me. So let's go back before computers and the way. Not that I don't know, and they could have had the computer powered back then to do it. But I feel
the IB1.
I feel the IBM ThinkPad. No, but I feel like it bothers me because I just really don't see why you would do that.
Yeah,
I feel like you would
64s.
I feel like you would record it normally.
I feel like you need to go watch Sleepy Hollow. Tim,
I really need you to watch it.
And watch it and see it. And
I've seen enough scenes to know. I know that dark feel.
He won't do it.
No, because there's lots of movies that do the exact same thing. They have that dark. Twilight was not, I don't care what anybody says, Twilight was not filmed and straight out of camera looked like it did in the movie that you saw. I will stand by, I will die on that hill that entire Twilight movie was filmed and just, I don't know, might have been hazy, but it wasn't that dark blue color that they had over the entire movie. That was all added later.
That's why he needs to watch the movie.
So until somebody tells me different, I don't believe Twilight was filmed in a dark blue setting the entire movie, and neither do I believe that Sleepy Hollow was filmed like that. So now saying that, you know what? No, somebody correct me. I don't think that Sleepy Hollow was filmed like that. I think it was added later.
Oh! Whoa!
And it might be.
Bomb drop.
It might be. Like I said, it's just
that's
what
up
I
for
read.
another discussion for a later time right there.
And the way the story
he just dropped the
presented
bomb.
itself was that was the way it was recorded. And so
shit.
No, I don't believe it was, because a lot of nighttime scenes and evening scenes, even morning scenes, like the things they're not okay. We got to shoot this in this particular time of day, and I know they've used lots of different equipment and shades and things like that to give the right lighting. But as far as color grading goes, no, I don't believe it was done in camera. And that's my opinion. But I'm going to stand by that. Hey, I don't believe it was done in camera.
That makes it that works for me, because that's why I was wanting to know.
There you go.
It just to me,
there was a lot of heavy bombs dropped in that last conversation.
It got me fired up thinking
I'm
about it.
telling you, that was a lot of bombs.
Hey, that was good.
Well,
That's
it's
what
good.
I wanted to hear because
Well,
I was
Trey,
curious about that.
Before the end of this month, at least.
So now,
sit down.
Tim Burton
and watch the movie.
Comment to us and tell us why Trey Davis is wrong.
Is that?
Please do. Yeah, I'll be happy to I would love to see that. I would love to see Tim Burton comment on this video and tell me that I'm wrong.
Sit down and watch the movie Sleepy Hollow, and we'll come back to this later. And I want you to tell us how the filming was done.
I could pull up a clip on YouTube and tell you.
We could. What you got to watch the actual
You
film,
got
not a clip.
Not the whole.
Come
thing.
over to my house.
I'll tell you in a 30-second
We've
clip.
been trying to do that for years. Don't want to hear
I'm
that.
not talking about you. I'm talking about Trey.
Oh yeah,
Trey, come
it's just
over.
me going over.
Not you.
Studio 66. 666. Yeah, we've been trying to do that forever. So I don't want to hear you inviting anybody over
We just had
for
the
your
bell.
chili and your movies.
We just had the bell, which means time is up.
Well, I guess so.
Take us out, Chris.
All right. That was a heated subject. It was a fun subject, but I'm glad we had it. That was our guillotines topic for tonight. We appreciate everybody who come on here, commented, liked us, spit your information on our little website there about your take on our subject. So we love y'all. We got to go. This is Guillotines and Guitars, and we're out.